Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We'll arriving at our destination shortly.
Well, hello. Welcome back, all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Airplane Show. My name is Greg. I'm going to be your internet pilot extraordinaire tonight as we embark on this journey from Los Angeles to Aspen. Hopefully without crashing, because that would really suck. This is a real flight. You can look it up. SkyWest 3704. According to what I was looking at, it looks like it's at gate 21B, 21 Bravo. So that's where we're sitting at right now. Let's get into this airplane. Let's get it rolling. And then once we get up in the we'll go ahead and put on that speech, man. Even if you're not a Trump fan, you have to appreciate that speech. That speech, I think, will go down in history as one of the best speeches ever. It was so inclusive, and it was just an amazing speech. So I've now got everything programmed where it's tolerable for me now to use the controller with chase plane. So let's go ahead and let's get loaded up here. I guess we click on EFB. All right, let's go ahead and make sure we have our ground. Flight plan, performance, aircraft, closed. That's now connected. I might have to check the secondary scaling. Does it look like it took a while for it to say connected? So we'll see what happens. All right, let's get GSX going. Now there's a fueling panel here. I'm curious what that's going to look like once. Hey, well, before we do that, let's get the airplane turned on, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's smaller. Yeah, that's better. That's a little better, at least. Okay, battery master. Power on. Reconditioning. Air conditioning on. But yeah, we have this fuel panel here. Oh, I wonder if that's only used during refueling. But I've never really noticed this panel before. I think that's pretty dope. All right, let's make sure we got sound set up here. Pounds 5, 1 to 10, 1 5 realistic, instant. We'll do quick. Save. Okay, let's go ahead and get GSX going here. We will do Alaska Airlines.
The fueling truck is on its way.
Okay, position initialization. Oh, we have to set this up here. Let's put this on nav. You on nav. Let's turn on our radio. Lighting. Alright, let's come back up here. Have KLAX.
fuel truck is in position.
We need 14, about 15,000 pounds. So let's just say that there. I heard something click. I wonder if they just operated that panel. Let's take a look. Yep, they turned it on. Oh, look at that. That is cool. All the valves are open. Look at that thing refueling. That's pretty dope. I like that. It's refueling before they even connect. That's awesome. That's really good service right there. Okay, flight plan. Let's get our flight plan pulled in. Hello. Why are you not pulling in? I wonder if I have to put my info back in here. Let's see. Your CRJ is connected. Yeah, I mean, that's in there. 644968. All right, save. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, send to FMS. Go ahead and get boarding taken care of. Go back to position.
Do you want a board crew?
I do. Very much. All right, give me 1 second, guys.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Oh, execute. There we go. Now I should be able to... Motherfucker!
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
You can actually hear the door opening a little bit. You can kind of hear the buzz. It's kind of cool. Alright, can I finally put our position in here yet?
Locking gear.
Pilot's boarding starting.
There we go. Cargo is open now. We should be okay now. Alright, loading is good. Let's come back here. 821 Bravo. Let's see if we can put that in. Hey, look at that. That's cool. Pretty much where we're at. Alright, flight plan. Let's double check this. Alright, so we have Orca. Put that in. We have runway 24 left. Have Orca. Yes, for Las Vegas. That's in there. And for arrival, we have Lloyd. I wonder if that's from
Your crew has boarded.
Dumb and Dumber.
Passengers boarding starting.
Like the reason why they have Lloyd there. I bet you it is. All right, LLAXX, and then localizer 15 with IVKEF. Execute. Okay, let's make sure we don't have any discontinuities. There's one there. Let's get rid of that vector. Get rid of that discontinuity. That there, delete.
Good evening.
Okay, let's get rid of this vector here. Because from Rudy, we're going right to IVKEF. That's the end of our arrival, beginning of our approach. Leg wind. Huh. That sucks, we don't have leg
Good evening.
here. So this is good. Come back to the EFB, and now that we've pretended like we've already refueled, let's go ahead and I guess we'll set our performance. You know, we should probably get the APU started up. Get some lights turned on. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to? Let's arm those. Let's turn the APU on.
Hello?
All right, performance. Flight plan. Let's set payload and fuel. So that should put the correct amount in. There we go. Okay. Copy performance initialization data. Okay, and let's see here. Set all. So that should have put our performance in the computer. Let's check that out. You know what? Actually, before we do that, let me go ahead and contact Sayintentions. Let's find out what our ATIS is. So we have 133.8.
Ways 24 right, 25 left. Departing runways 24 left, 25 right. Wind 240 at 11. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 700 feet. Few at 10,000 feet. Scattered at 15,000 feet. Temperature 21. Dew point 18. Altimeter 2984. Density altitude 900 feet. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike. Los Angeles International
Okay,
Airport.
clearance.
Information, Mike. 0053 Zulu. Arriving runways 2.
Los Angeles clearance, SkyWest 7370 Sierra Kilo, requesting IFR clearance to Aspen Pitkin. We have information, Mike. Good evening.
One second while I grab the paperwork. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, cleared to Aspen via the Orca 5 departure. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 37010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.3 squawk 6664. Expect runway 24 left.
Clear to Aspen via the Orca 5 departure, Dennis Fod, climb and maintain 5,000, expect flight level 370, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.3, squawk 6664, and roger that on runway 24 left. Thank you. Alright, let's go back to 6664.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, read back correct.
Oh good, they have it in there. Alright, well, let's at least turn it on, I guess. It's in auto mode, that's fine. We'll...
Boarding has started, and the first passengers are aboard the plane. Hey folks, welcome to our ride to Aspen. This is SkyWest Airlines Flight 3704, and we're thrilled to
get
have you with us
ground
today.
connected here.
Please take your seats according to your boarding passes, and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or
Let's
under
make
the seats
sure
in
we
front of you.
have
If you
our
need any assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to any of our crew
performance
members.
here.
We're here to help.
Cruising altitude is 37,000. Okay, execute. Let's look at the next page. Ah, all right, let's get this set up here. ISA deviation is plus 11, so let's put that in here. 273.33. $252.46. $302.33. Execute. That's okay. VNAV setup. Okay, that looks okay. So I think we're okay. Position, IRS. Okay, global navigation setup, route menu, database, defaults, arrival data, flight plan, performance, flex temperature. Let's. Did it give us I don't think it gives us that info. Let's see here. Performance. Yeah, it doesn't give us all that, so. Alright, that's all done. Let me get careful pushback. Close. 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 Let me contact ground. Los Angeles ground, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo requesting pushback and engine start clearance.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, pushback and engine.
Release parking brakes, please.
Come on, Simbrief. Performance and tools. Populate. Calculate. 45. Okay, so 5. Guess it doesn't allow you to, oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, that's good. What's going on here? Are we, pushing back? Oh, am I missing something? Oh, chocks are still in place.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
The cabin is ready for departure. Cabin crew, all doors in flight cross-check. Hey folks, welcome to our ride to Aspen. On behalf of SkyWest Airlines, we're thrilled to have you with us today. Our captain for this flight is Gregory, and our first officer is Long Duck Dong. Joining us in the cabin are our wonderful crew members, Sarah, Mike, Jessica, and David. Now, let's go over some important safety information. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle. In the event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Hold the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose or mouth and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put your own mask on first before assisting others. For those of you seated near the exit, please note the emergency exit.
Please set parking brake.
In the unlikely event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage behind.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
We also have located under your seats.
Cockpit to ground.
Pull them out.
We have a good
place them
engine
over your
start.
head,
You can
and pull the
disconnect.
straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. As we prepare for departure, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we have arrived at the parking area. After we reach cruising altitude, we will come around selling articles from the SkyWest shop. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Unlocking gear.
Why does he sound so depressed? Don't they sound depressed? What's up with that? Alright, ground spoilers, yeah, I know.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Didn't I set up
Left is
a...
clear. Right is clear.
Yeah, I did set something up for the spoilers, but it's gonna move me up when I do it. Okay, well that's fine. IB ground spoilers, IB brake pressure. Oh yeah, because we don't have hydraulics on yet. Logo light. Let's just take a look at our screens real quick. That's looking okay. Hydraulics look okay. Electric looks okay. Put our boilers down. Make sure flight controls work okay. Forward, back. Side. Rudder works. Okay. Weather. Alright, my mouse is not working properly right now. Something went wrong. Looks like chase plane component may have failed. Oh no! Alright, something's still going on with this. Just wait until I can get what I think is control of it again. Doesn't look like I have control. See, this is why I think Flight Sim Labs put some shit on my computer, because every once in a while something like this happens where I can't even control the mouse. See? Now we're good again. It's weird. It's almost like somebody goes in and like fucks around with it for a minute, and now I'm fine. All right, let's arm the reverse thrusters. All right, let's get clearance. Los Angeles ground, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, requesting taxi clearance runway 24 left.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, runway 24 left, taxi via Delta 8, Echo 7, cross runway 24 left at your discretion.
Copy that. Taxi to runway 24 left via Delta 8, Echo 7, cross runway 24 left at our discretion. Sierra SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Okay, and MCDU. Let's get this set up here. Alright, nose wheel steering is on. Get that put in, and our... Yeah, what is our pressure right now? Second. $29.84. All right, let's get out of here. Gotta get some lights turned on there real quick. That's 37,000 feet. All right, we'll leave it there right now. Let's remove our parking brake. Get the tower programmed in. Archer's 124.3. A21B, that's where I told you we were taking off from. It's a South African airplane. Wow. Pretty cool. make it a little brighter outside, possibly, once we get up in the air. Cabin crew, take your seats for departure.
Cabin crew, take seats for departure. Hey folks, as we begin our pushback, please ensure your seatbelts are
A little late there, Emma.
tight across your lap. For your safety, we kindly ask that you remain seated until we have reached our cruising altitude. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Los Angeles Tower, SkyWest 0, Sierra Kilo, holding short runway 24 left, ready for departure.
SkyWest 0, Sierra Kilo, Los Angeles Tower, runway 24 left, winds 240 at 11. RNAV Del Rey, cleared for takeoff.
Power set. 80 knots. Your knots cross check. Rotate. Positive rate. Oh no, it doesn't do the landing gear from here. That's right. I got rid of that command. Hang on, landing gear up. Forgot about that. Contact departure, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Los Angeles departure, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, currently crossing 2,000 feet for flight level 370. Good evening.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, SoCal departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 12,000 direct coupe.
Copy that. Climb and maintain 12,000 direct coupe. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Flaps up. Here we got direct coupe. All right, let's do a little speed action here. Autopilot on. Autopilot's on. Just put this up to 37,000 feet now.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Chad, handle the comms for me for a while, please.
Yo, Gregory, I'll handle the climb to flight level 240. Jack Northrop departure, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, maintain flight level 240 after climbing.
All right, let's get ready for Trump. Put our banner up.
Now reached the safe zone, and you are welcome to use your electronic devices. The lavatories are now available, and our cabin service will begin shortly. Thank you for your attention, and please remain seated until we have arrived at the parking area.
About the peace.
I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble. Hello, Madam First Lady. Thank you very much for being here. Madam President, Mr. Secretary General, First Lady of the United States, distinguished delegates, ambassadors, and world leaders. 6 years have passed since I last stood in this grand hall and addressed a world that was prosperous and at peace in my first term. Since that day, the guns of war have shattered the peace I forged on 2 continents. An era of calm and stability gave way to one of the great crises of our time. And here in the United States, 4 years of weakness, lawlessness, and radicalism under the last administration delivered our nation into a repeated set of disasters. 1 year ago, our country was in deep trouble. But today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. And there is no other country even close. America is blessed with the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation on the face of the earth. This is indeed the golden age of America. We are rapidly reversing the economic calamity we inherited from the previous administration, including ruinous price increases and record-setting inflation. Inflation like we've never had before. Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated. The only thing that's up is the stock market, which just hit a record high. In fact, it hit a record high 48 times in the last short period of time. Growth is surging, manufacturing is booming. The stock market, as I said, is doing better than it's ever done. And all of you in this room benefit by that. Almost everybody. And importantly, workers' wages are rising at the fastest pace in more than 60 years. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? In 4 years of President Biden, we had less than $1 trillion of new investment into the United States. In just 8 months since I took office, we have secured commitments and money already paid for $17 trillion. Wow. Think of it, 4 years, less than $1 trillion, 8 months, much more than $17 trillion is being invested in the United States. And it's now pouring in from all parts of the world. We've implemented the largest tax cuts in American history
speed.
and the largest regulation cuts in American history, making this once and again the best country on earth to do business. And many of the people in this room are investing in America, and it's turned out to be an awfully good investment during this 8-month period. In my first term, I built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had the best economy ever, history of the world. And I'm doing the same thing again, but this time it's actually much bigger and even better. The numbers far surpass my record-setting first term. On our southern border, we've successfully repelled a colossal invasion. And for the last 4 months, and that's 4 months in a row, the number of illegal aliens admitted and entering our country has been
I haven't really had a chance to listen to this yet. I listened to a little bit while I was working today, but
a year ago it was millions and millions of people pouring in.
A little bit I heard, I was amazed. I was like, that's Trump.
From mental institutions, drug dealers, all over the world they came. They just poured into our country with the ridiculous open border policy of the Biden administration. Our message is very simple. If you come illegally into the United States, you're going to jail or you're going back to where you came from, or perhaps even further than that. You know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
I want to thank the
I don't
country
know,
of
Trump.
El Salvador for the successful and professional job they've done in receiving and jailing so many criminals that entered our country. And it was under the previous administration that the number became record-setting, and they're all being taken out. We have no choice. And other countries have no choice because other countries are in the exact same situation with immigration. It's destroying your country, and you have to do something about it. On the world stage, America is respected again like it has never been respected before. You think about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or 1 year ago, we were a laughingstock all over the world. At the NATO summit in June, virtually all NATO members formally committed to increase defense spending at my request from 2% to 5% of GDP, making our alliance far stronger and more powerful than it was ever before. In May, I traveled to the Middle East to visit my friends and rebuild our partnerships in the Gulf and those valued relationships with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE, and other countries are now, I believe, closer than ever before. My administration has negotiated one historic trade deal after another, including with the United Kingdom, the European Union, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, and many, many others. Likewise, in a period of just 7 months, I have ended 7 unendable wars. They said they were unendable. You're never going to get them solved. Some were going
Game looks
31
fantastic.
years, 2 of them, 31, think of it, 31 years. One was 36 years. One was 28 years. I ended 7 wars. And in all
7
cases, they were
huge
raging with
wars.
countless thousands of people being killed. This includes Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, the Congo and Rwanda, a vicious, violent war that was, Pakistan and India, Israel
We
and
need to lower
Iran,
our speed a little bit.
Egypt and Ethiopia, and Armenia and Azerbaijan. It included
In too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst with bonuses up to $50,000. and
I don't
generous
want to
benefits.
advertise for
Apply
ICE,
now.
bitch.
Join.ice.
all of them.
Fucking commercials.
president or prime
That's one thing about
minister,
YouTube I don't
and for that
have
matter,
is
no other
commercials.
country has ever done
But I pay
anything
for it,
close
though.
to that. And I did it
Alright,
in
we're in
just
climb speed.
7 months. It's never happened before. There's never been anything like that. Very
I don't know
honored
why
to
this
have
still
done
says standby.
it. It's too bad
That bothers
that I
me
had
a
to
little
do
bit.
these things
Don't auto
instead
though,
of
so I guess it's
the
okay.
United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them.
And we
I
can
ended 7
activate the
wars, dealt with the
reversers.
leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood.
That's
And
funny.
then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much.
That's funny.
And by the way, it's working now. It just went on. Thank you. I think I should just do it the other way. It's easier. Thank you
The
very
other way
much.
being no teleprompter.
I didn't think of it at the time because I was too
Here's our
busy
in-flight
working to
entertainment.
save
We can
millions
pretend we're
of
watching
lives.
Trump right here.
That is the saving and stopping of these wars. But later I realized that the United Nations wasn't there for us. They weren't there.
Nope.
I thought of it really after the fact, not during these negotiations, which were not easy. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential. but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only thing that solves war and wars is action. Now, after ending all of these wars and also earlier negotiating the Abraham Accords, which is a very big thing for which our country received no credit, never receives credit. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements. But for me, the real prize will be the sons and daughters who live to grow up with their mothers and fathers, because millions of people are no longer being killed in endless and unglorious wars. What I care about is not winning prizes, it's saving lives. We saved millions and millions of lives with the 7 wars. And we have others that we're working on, and you know that. Many years ago, a very successful real estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump, I bid on the renovation and rebuilding of this very United Nations complex. I remember it so well. I said at the time that I would do it for $500 million, rebuilding everything. It'd be beautiful. I used to talk about, I'm going to give you marble floors. They're going to give you terrazzo. I'm going to give you the best of everything. You're going to have mahogany walls. They're going to give you plastic. But they decided to go in another direction, which was much more expensive at the time, and which actually produced a far inferior product. And I realized that they did not know what they were doing when it came to construction, and that their building concepts were so wrong, and the product that they were proposing to build was so bad and so costly. It was going to cost them a fortune. And I said, and wait till you see the overruns. Well, I turned out to be right. They had massive cost overruns and spent between $2 and $4 billion on the building, and did not even get the marble floors that I promised them. You walk on terrazzo. Do you notice that? As far as I'm concerned, frankly, looking at the building and getting stuck on the escalator,
what the fuck?
They still haven't finished the job. They still haven't finished. That was years ago. The project was so corrupt that Congress actually asked me to testify before them on the tremendous waste of money, because it turned out that they had no idea what it was, but they knew it was anywhere between $2 and $4 billion as opposed to $500 million with a guarantee. But they had no idea, and I said it cost much more than $5 billion. Unfortunately, many things in the United Nations are happening just like that, but on an even much bigger scale, much, much bigger. Very sad to see whether the UN can manage to play a productive role. I've come here today to offer the hand of American leadership and friendship to any nation in this assembly that is willing to join us in forging a safer, more prosperous world. And it's a world that we'll be much happier with. A
probably turn the
future within our reach. But to get there, we must reject the failed approaches of the past and work together to confront some of the greatest threats in history. There is no more serious danger to our planet today than the most powerful and destructive weapons ever devised by man, of which the United States, as you know, has many. Just as I did in my first term, I've made containing these threats a top priority, starting with the nation of Iran. My position is very simple.
They can't have weapons.
The world's #1 sponsor of terror can never be allowed to possess the most dangerous weapon. That's why shortly after taking office, I sent the so-called Supreme Leader a letter making a generous offer. I extended a pledge of full cooperation in exchange for a suspension of Iran's nuclear program. The regime's answer was to continue their constant threats to their neighbors and U.S. interests throughout the region, and some great countries that are right nearby. Today, many of Iran's former military commanders, in fact, I can say almost all of them, are no longer with us. They're dead.
Wow.
And 3 months ago, in Operation Midnight Hammer,
Midnight Hammer, look at that
American
name.
B-2 bombers dropped the 14 30,000-pound each bombs
Wow.
on Iran's key nuclear facilities.
Good job.
Totally obliterating everything. No other country on earth could have done what we did. No other country has the equipment to do what we did.
I don't know about
We
that.
have the greatest weapons on earth. We hate to use them. But
Yeah.
we did something that for 22 years people wanted to do. With Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity demolished, I immediately brokered an end to the 12-day war, as it's called, between Israel and Iran, with both sides agreeing to fight no longer. As everyone knows, I have also been deeply engaged in seeking a ceasefire in Gaza. Have to get that done. Have to get it done. Unfortunately, Hamas has repeatedly rejected reasonable offers to make peace. We can't forget October 7th, can we? Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities, including October 7th, even while they refuse to release the hostages or accept the ceasefire. Instead of giving to Hamas...
Got to lock our door.
And giving so much, because they've taken so much. They have taken so much. This could have been solved so long ago. But instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now. Just release the hostages now.
Yeah. That's enough already.
Hate wearing glasses or contacts, but too
No,
scared
you
for laser.
son of a bitch.
Try drinking warm water before bed to improve eyesight almost overnight. Apparently,
I like the new feature OBS has where you can interact with the different windows
As we've
now.
got to come together.
It's nice.
And we will come together.
If you have OBS, you know what I'm talking about.
We have to stop the war.
Or if you don't know what I'm talking about, they just updated it.
We have to negotiate. Immediately have to negotiate peace. We got to get the hostages back. We want all 20 back. We don't want 2 and 4. As you know, I got, along with Steve Witkoff and others that helped us, Marco Rubio, we got most of them back. We were involved in all of them. But I always said the last 20 are going to be the hardest.
Shit.
And that's exactly what happened. We have to get them back now. We don't want to get back 2, and then another 2, and then 1, and then 3. Have this process. No, we want them all back, and we want the actually 38 dead bodies back too. Those parents came to me and they want them back, and they want them back very quickly and very badly, as though they were alive. They want them. They want them every bit as much as if their son or daughter were alive. I've also been working relentlessly, stopping the killing in Ukraine. I thought that would be, of the 7 wars that I stopped, I thought that would be the easiest because of my relationship with President Putin, which had always been a good one. I thought that was going to be the easiest one. But you know, in war, you never know what's going to happen. There are always lots of surprises, both good and bad. Everyone thought Russia would win this war in 3 days, but it didn't work out that way. It was supposed to be just a quick little skirmish. It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad. No matter what happens from here on out, this was something that should have taken a matter of days, certainly less than a week. And they've been fighting for 3.5 years and killing anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 young soldiers, mostly soldiers, on both sides, every single week. From 5,000 to 7,000 dead young people.
Wow,
And
that's
some
crazy.
in cities, much smaller numbers, where rockets are shot, where drones are dropped. This war would never have started if I were president. This was a war that should have never happened.
How did we get in cruise
It
mode?
shows you what leadership is.
No wonder
what
we're not
bad
really
leadership
climbing that
can
well.
do to a country. Look what happened to the
I was wondering why
United
we weren't
States.
climbing that quickly.
And look where we are.
I mean,
right
like, why
now
our
in
speed
just a
was
short
dropping.
period of time. The only question now is how many more lives will be needlessly lost on both sides. China and India are the primary funders of the ongoing war by
Okay, we can increase it. Let's try 500.
But
500 vertical feet per minute.
Countries have not cut off much Russian energy and Russian energy products, which, as you know, I found out about 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't happy. Think of it. They're funding the war against themselves. Who the hell
So
ever
stupid.
heard of that one?
This is kind of where I picked up on the speech from earlier
Russia's
today.
not ready to make a deal to end the war, then the United States is fully prepared to impose a very strong round of powerful tariffs, which would
Oh, that's good.
stop the bloodshed, I believe, very quickly.
That way it'll be, you know,
Those tariffs
$20 for a block of cheese.
European nations, all of you are gathered here right now, would have to join us in adopting the exact same measures.
Yeah. Can't
You're
just be
much
the
closer
U.S.
to the city. We have an ocean in between. You're right there. And Europe has to step it up.
Kilo, can you please expedite
They
your
can't
climb
be
to flight
doing
level
what they're doing.
370?
They're buying oil and gas from Russia
Expedited climb to flight level
while they're
370,
fighting Russia.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
It's embarrassing to them, and it was very embarrassing to them when I found out about it, I can tell you that. They have to immediately cease all energy purchases from Russia. Otherwise, we're all wasting a lot of time. So I'm ready to discuss this. We're going to discuss it today with the European nations, all gathered here. I'm sure they're thrilled to hear me speak about it, but that's the way it is. I like to speak my mind and speak the truth. As we seek to reduce the threat of dangerous weapons today, I'm also calling on every nation to join us in ending the development of biological weapons once and for all. And biological is terrible, and nuclear is even beyond, and we include nuclear in that. We want to have a cessation of the development of nuclear
Los Angeles Center, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo requesting a new cruising altitude of 36,000 feet.
That are so powerful that we just can't ever use them. If we ever use them,
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo,
the
climb and
world
maintain
literally might
36,000
come to an
feet.
end. There would be no United Nations to be talking about. There would be no nothing. Just a few years ago, reckless experiments overseas gave us a devastating global pandemic. Yet despite that worldwide catastrophe, many countries are continuing extremely risky research into bioweapons and man-made pathogens. This is unbelievably dangerous. To prevent potential disasters, I'm announcing today that my administration will lead an international effort to enforce biological weapons convention, which is going to be meeting with the top leaders of the world by pioneering an AI verification system that everyone can trust. Hopefully the UN can play a constructive role.
Can't trust AI.
It will
No
also
way, dude.
be one of the early projects under AI. Let's see how good it is, because a lot of people are
AI
saying
will teach itself how to get around all the
one of the great things
safeties
ever,
that we can put on it.
but it also can be dangerous.
I've seen that episode of
tremendous use and tremendous good.
Black
This would
Square.
be an
Well, not
example
Black
of
Square.
that.
What's that show called?
Not only is the UN not solving the problems it
Black
should
Mirror.
too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example.
All right, let's go into cruise.
is the number
cruise
one
power.
political issue of our time: the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries
SkyWest 0
and their
Sierra
borders.
Kilo, contact Los
In
Angeles Center on
2024, the UN
132.625.
budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying
I hope you start speeding up a little bit.
Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out.
Might have to descend a little bit.
The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards.
Keep an eye
to
on the
illegal
Mach
aliens.
speed.
Can you believe that? On
We're
the
at
way
6.2, which is
to
okay,
infiltrate
but we
our
should be at
southern border.
0.77. We're like really slow.
Millions of people came through
What
that
sucks,
southern border.
and it might just be how I set it up.
Millions of people were pouring in, 25 billion altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent Biden administration. And now,
What sucks is that I can't go from like climb a little bit higher.
in fact, they're not
Like
even
the way
coming
it's set up
anymore
right now
because
is
they
it
know
goes
they can't
freaking
get
climb to
through.
tow, go to max.
Hey folks, we have now
But
reached
what took
cruising
place
altitude
is
on our
totally
journey to
unacceptable.
Aspen.
The UN is
We will be
supposed to
starting our
stop
snack and drink
invasions,
service
not
shortly,
create them
so sit back and relax.
and not
I
finance
highly
them.
recommend trying
In the
our
United
delicious
States, we
cheesy
reject
crackers
the
for
idea that
refreshing
mass numbers of
salad,
people from
both
foreign
of which
lands
are
can be
fan-made.
permitted
we're
to
slowly
travel
increasing our
halfway
speed.
around
After
the
our
world,
service, we will also have
trample
some
our
articles
borders,
from the
violate our
SkyWest shop
sovereignty,
available
cause
for you to browse.
unmitigated crime,
Thank you for
and
flying
deplete
with us,
our
and please remain
social
seated until we
safety
have
net.
arrived at the parking area.
We have reasserted that America belongs to the American people, and I encourage all countries to take their own stand in defense of their citizens as well. You have to do that because I see it. I'm not mentioning names, I see it, and I can call every single one of them out. You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed.
Yeah, that is true.
Europe is in serious trouble.
All right, we're slowly
They've
gaining
been
speed.
invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen.
I mean, there's no
illegal aliens are pouring
failures,
into
so
Europe.
I probably
Nobody
could
is.
put it just in
And
max,
nobody's
but I'm not going to do that.
doing anything to change it, to get them out. It's not sustainable. And because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely nothing about it. And I have to say, I look at London where you have a terrible mayor, terrible, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed.
I love how
so
like blunt he
changed.
is.
Now
Seriously,
they
when's the
want to
last
go
time we had
to
anybody in
Sharia law.
power that like is this
But you're
blunt?
in a
I love it.
different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy,
Your body has a way of warning you when something is wrong. But are you paying attention? Here's how to recognize the warning signs.
Isn't that the dude that was like Hercules or something like that? He's old as fuck now.
years will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. They cannot.
Runway
This cannot be sustained.
is
What makes the world so beautiful is that each country is unique. But to stay this way, every sovereign nation must have the right to
7680.
control their
Oh no,
own
length.
borders. You have the
No,
right
I
to
think this is
control your
7680.
borders, as we do now, and to limit the sheer numbers of migrants entering their countries and paid for by the people of that nation that were there and that built that particular
Oh,
nation at the
this
time.
is 7680 here.
They put their blood, sweat, tears, money into that country, and now they're being ruined. Proud nations must be allowed to protect
Length
their communities
is
and prevent their
8006.
societies from being overwhelmed by people they have never seen before with different customs, religions, with different everything. Where migrants have violated laws, lodged false asylum claims, or claimed refugee status for illegitimate reasons, they should in many cases be immediately sent home. And while we will always have a big heart for places and people
There we
that
go.
are struggling and truly compassionate, answers will begin.
And we're gonna do.
We
Can we
have to
change
solve
these?
the problem, and we have to solve
Not
it
really.
in their countries, not
The
create
standby,
new
which doesn't
problems
really
in our
help.
countries. And we are very helpful to a lot of countries that are just not able to send their people anymore. They used to send
do,
them to us in caravans of 25, 30,000 people each. These massive caravans of people pouring into our country, totally unchecked.
Speed is still
and
steadily
unvetted.
increasing.
But not anymore. According to the Council of Europe in 2024, almost 50% of inmates in German prisons were foreign nationals or migrants. In Austria, the number is 53% of the people in prisons were from places that weren't from where they are now. In Greece, the number was 54%, and in Switzerland, beautiful Switzerland, 72% of the people in prisons are from outside of Switzerland. When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers who repaid kindness, and that's what they did. They repaid kindness with crime. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, we've taken bold action to swiftly shut down uncontrolled migration. Once we started detaining and deporting everyone who crossed the border and removing illegal aliens from the United States, they simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. We're getting a lot of credit, but they're not coming anymore. This was a humanitarian act for all involved, because on the trips up, thousands of people a week were dying. Women were being raped. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Raped.
True.
Horribly beaten, raped. On the trip up, the journey up, it was a long walk.
We have
It was a
151
long,
is what we
arduous journey.
need, and
Indeed.
we have.
And it was also a historic victory against human trafficking throughout the region. What we did was a victory, and we saved so many lives of people that
minimum decision
wouldn't make
height.
the journey. That journey was loaded up with death. Loaded up with death.
10,220.
Dead bodies all along the roads of jungles to get up. They go through jungles, they go through areas so hot you couldn't breathe. They were dying of suffocation. Areas so hot that you couldn't breathe. Dead bodies all over. By them not coming, we're saving tremendous numbers of lives. And people have done a fantastic job in doing what they did, and the American public agrees with it. I mean, I was very proud to see this morning I have the highest poll numbers I've ever had. Part of it is because of what we've done on the border. I guess the other part is what we've done in the economy. Joe Biden's policies empowered murderous gangs, human smugglers, child traffickers, drug cartels, and prisoners from all over the world.
We'll do
the previous administration also lost nearly 300,000 children. Think of that. They lost more than 300,000 children.
That is incredible. 300,000 children they lost.
United States on the Biden watch, many of whom have been
so I can only go to 999
and abused and sold. Sold. Nobody talks about that. The fake news doesn't write about it. With many others, young children who are missing or dead. And we found a lot of these children and we're sending them back, and we've been sending them back to their
We'll just do like
parents.
500.
They said, nobody knows who they are. They said, where do you come from? And they'll give us a country and we'll find out and we'll figure it out and we'll bring them back to their homes. And the mother and father rushed to the door and their tears in their eyes.
Yeah, imagine having your kids stolen from you and then getting them. I mean, that's incredible. 30,000 kids.
Almost 30,000 of them so far. Any system
Wonder if 9999 is the limit.
of children
Oh, no, we got 10,000.
Yet that is exactly what the globalist migration agenda has done, and it's what it's all about. In America, those days, as you know, are over.
All right, we'll just leave that in.
The administration is working, and we are continuing to work to track down the villains that are causing this problem.
Hey, Captain Gregory.
And also, as I said, to get back the 30,000 we've already returned. Now I think we're going to have another. We're going to find a lot. You're not going to find all.
Yeah, I'll take a lemon lime Gatorade and one of the chicken salads, please.
They're lost or they're dead because of the animals that did this. To protect our citizens, I've also designated multiple savage drug cartels as far as take. And you see this, and you see it happening right before your eyes.
Yeah, we'll take 2 lemon lime Gatorades and 2 chicken salads, please.
Big loads of drugs in boats anymore. There aren't too many boats that are traveling on the seas by Venezuela. They tend not to want to travel very quickly anymore. And we've virtually stopped drugs coming into our country by sea. We call them the water drugs. They kill hundreds of thousands of people. I've also designated
Let me go into heading mode for a moment.
Savage drug cartels as
Let me change my nav source.
Terrorist organizations, along with 2 bloodthirsty transnational gangs, probably the worst gangs anywhere in the world, MS-13
and let me put in 151 for a course.
From Venezuela, by the way. Such organizations torture, maim, mutilate, and murder with impunity. They're the enemies of all humanity. For this reason, we've recently begun using the supreme power of the United States military to destroy Venezuelan terrorists and trafficking networks led by Nicolas Maduro.
There you go.
To every terrorist thug smuggling poisonous drugs into the United States of America, please be warned that we will blow you out of existence. That's what we're doing. We have no choice. Can't let it happen. They're destroying. I believe we lost 300,000 people last year to drugs. 300,000.
Wow, that's crazy.
Fentanyl and other drugs. Each boat that we sink carries drugs that would kill more than 25,000 Americans. We will not let that happen. Energy is another area where the United States is now thriving like never before. We're getting rid of the falsely named renewables. By the way, they're a joke. They don't work. They're too expensive.
Tell
You're
him,
not
Trump.
strong enough to fire up the plants that you need to make your country great.
It's true.
The wind doesn't blow. Those big windmills are so pathetic and so good, so expensive to operate. And they have to be rebuilt all the time, and they start to rust and rot. Most expensive energy ever conceived. And
it's crazy. Got live weather on,
you're
and
supposed to make money with energy, not lose money. You lose
there's like
money,
no
the
clouds at all.
governments have to subsidize. You can't put them out without massive subsidies. And most of them are built in China, and I give China a lot of credit. They build them, but they very few wind farms. So why is it that they build them and they send them all over the world, but they barely use them? You know, they use coal, they use gas, they use almost anything, but they don't like wind. But they sure as hell like selling the wind.
Bone on bone pain in the knee?
Oh, you
Watch
son of a
this.
bitch.
I used to suffer from chronic
son
knee
of a
pain
bitch.
caused by osteoarthritis.
Mills. Europe, on the other hand, is a long way to go, with many countries being on the brink of destruction because of the green energy agenda.
All right,
And I
got
give
about
a lot of
300
credit
miles
to
till top of
Germany.
descent.
Germany was being led down a very sick path, both on immigration, by the way, and on energy.
Let's slow
They
our
were going
cruise a
green,
little bit if
and
we
they were going
can.
bankrupt. And the new leadership came in, and they went back to where they were. With
Just
fossil
pull it back
fuel
just a
and
little
with
bit.
Nuclear, which is good. It's now safe. You can do it properly. But they went back to where they were, and they opened up a lot of different plants, energy producing plants, and they're doing well. I give Germany a lot of
All right,
credit
we're starting
for
to
that.
slow down. I don't like
They've
that.
said
Let's
this
go
is
up
a
one more
disaster,
notch.
What's happening? They were
Get
going
back to
all
where it was
green.
at before.
All green is all bankrupt. That's what it represents. And it's not politically correct. I'll be very badly criticized for saying it, but
Somebody needs to say
tell
it.
the truth. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm in New York City.
Tell the truth,
I'm
Trump.
feeling a lot safer. Crime, we're getting crime down. And by the way, speaking of crime, Washington, D.C. was the crime capital of America.
Close
now
to
it's
it.
a totally, after 12 days,
Yep.
it's a totally safe city. Everyone's going out to dinner. They're
And
going
you know
out to
why? Because he put
restaurants. Your
the
wife can
National
walk down
Guard
the
in
middle of the
there,
street.
the police,
With or
everything,
without you,
and God
nothing's
bless you,
gonna
Trump, for
happen.
doing that.
My
We
people
should have
done
safe
a
streets.
fantastic job, and yes, I called in the National Guard, and the National Guard took care of business, and they weren't politically correct, but they took care of business. We got 1,700 career criminals out, brought them back to where they came from, the countries where they came from, or put them in jails.
Oh, by the way, we're going to
Washington,
hear
D.C. is now
another
a totally safe
a different
city
language
again.
here pretty soon.
And I welcome
Somehow,
you to come. In
somebody
fact, we'll
hacked
have
in, I
dinner
guess,
together at a
and
local restaurant.
put a
And we'll
different
be able to walk. We don't have
a
to
different
go by
language
an
up for a while.
armor-plated vehicle. We'll walk right over there from the White House.
Oh, look at this. Except
They've given up their powerful edge. A lot of the countries that we're talking
You'll
about
use the
in oil
reset.
and
No, I don't
gas,
wanna do
such as
that.
Essentially closing the great North Sea oil. Oh, the North Sea. I know it so well. Aberdeen was the oil capital of Europe, and there's tremendous oil that hasn't been found in the North Sea. Tremendous oil. And I was with the Prime Minister I respect and like a lot, and I said, you're sitting with the greatest asset. They essentially closed it by making it so highly taxed that no developer, no oil
next time I'm going to try using this.
They have tremendous oil left.
Oh, look at this thing.
And more importantly, they have tremendous oil that hasn't even
I have never
been
noticed that.
found
Has
yet.
that got mercury in it?
And
Anybody
what a
knows what's in there, let me know. Is that mercury? I think it's
asset for
mercury.
the
It's what my
United
guess would be.
Kingdom. And I hope the Prime Minister is listening, because
That
I
is
told
cool.
it to him 3 days in a row. That's all he heard. North Sea oil, North Sea, because I want to see
Is this
them
supposed
do
to be
well.
on
I
while
want to stop seeing
we're
them
flying?
ruin that beautiful Scottish and English countryside with windmills and massive solar panels that go 7 miles by 7 miles, taking away farmland. But we're not letting this happen in America. In 1982, the executive director of the United Nations Environmental Program predicted that by the year 2000, climate change would cause a global catastrophe. He said that it will be
We are
irreversible,
almost at our
as
max kind
any
of cruising
nuclear
speed.
Holocaust would be. This is what they said at the United Nations.
But we're making good time. Let's
What happened?
pull
Here we
back our
are.
thrust just a notch.
Another UN official stated in 1989
We'll
that
come
within
back
a
and check the
decade,
speed here in a few
entire
minutes.
nations could be wiped off the map by global
It's true.
warming. Not happening.
Nope.
You know, it
It's a
used
hoax.
to be global cooling. If you look back Years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world. But then it started getting cooler, so now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change.
Now they're always right.
Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change.
God, I
no
love
matter
the way he
what
talks
happens,
sometimes.
You're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others.
Man, this seat hurts my ass
often
sometimes.
for bad reasons.
It really
were
does.
wrong.
I got
They were made by
new chair recently, and
people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no
Stupid
chance
people.
for success. If you don't get away from this green
Simbrief
scam,
is having some
your
issues
country
tonight.
is going to
Let's
fail.
not worry about
And I'm
Simbrief.
really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything.
It's true.
And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything.
I don't know
And
about
I'm
this
telling you
VREF
that
speed.
if
That's
you
a
don't
little
get away
suspect to
from
me.
The green energy scam, your country is going to fail. And if you don't stop
There is
people
maintenance.
that you've never seen before, that you have nothing in common with, your country is going to fail. I'm the president of the United States, but I worry about Europe. I love Europe. I love the people of Europe. And I hate to see it being devastated by energy and immigration.
I know this is
This
not realistic,
double-tailed
but with an
monster
Xbox
destroys
controller
everything in its
and
way,
using
but you
Chase Plane
cannot
at the same time, I'm leaving
let
it
that
off.
happen any longer. You're doing it because you want to be nice. You want to be politically correct, and you're destroying your heritage. They must take control
Oh, look, Marilyn,
strongly and
no, I feel like I'm right at
immediately of
home.
the unmitigated immigration disaster and the fake
That's racist.
energy
Black
catastrophe
rocks.
before it's too late. The
Dick
carbon
rocks, Blackie.
footprint is
Just
a
kidding.
hoax made up by people with evil intentions.
I think they said
and
that a
they're
lot
heading
in
down a path of total destruction. You know, the carbon
Django
footprint
Unchained.
was a big thing
Oh, no. They used it. Never
a
mind.
few years ago.
I'm not thinking of the N-word. I'm thinking
I
of a
remember
different,
hearing about the carbon
different
footprint.
slur. But
And then President Obama would get into Air Force One, a massive Boeing 747, and not a new one, an old one with old engines that spew everything into the atmosphere. He talked about the carbon footprint. We must do something. Then he'd get in and he'd fly from Washington to Hawaii to play a round of golf.
it's true.
And then he'd get back onto that big, beautiful plane and he'd fly back and he'd talk about again global warming and the carbon footprint.
Switching to Los Angeles
It's a
Center on
con job.
135.25.
At extreme cost and expense, Europe
Sierra
reduced
Kilo.
its own carbon footprint by 37%. Think of that. Congratulations, Europe. Great job. Cost yourself a lot of jobs, a lot of factories closed, but you reduced the carbon footprint by 37%. However, for all of that sacrifice and much more, it's been totally wiped out and then some by a global increase of 54%. Much of it coming from China and other countries that are thriving around China, which now produces more CO2 than all the other developed nations in the world.
It's true.
So all of these countries are working so hard on the carbon footprint, which is nonsense, by the way. It's nonsense. You know, it's interesting. In the United States, we have still radicalized environmentalists, and they want the factories to stop. Everything should stop. No more cows. We don't want cows anymore. I guess they want to kill all the cows. They want to do things that are just unbelievable, and you have it too. But you know, we have a border, strong, and we have a shape, and that shape doesn't just go straight up. That shape is amorphous when it comes to the atmosphere. And if we had the most clean air, and I think we do, we have very clean air. We have the cleanest air we've had in many, many years. But the problem is that other countries, like China, which has air that's a little bit rough, it blows.
Hey, that's cool. Look at that.
And no matter what you're doing down here, the air up here tends to get very dirty because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. And the environmentalists refuse to acknowledge that.
True.
Same thing with garbage.
Because they're wrong.
In Asia, they dump much of their garbage right into the ocean.
That is true.
And over about a 1 week and 2 week journey, It flows right past Los Angeles. You've seen it. Massive amounts of garbage, almost too much.
Hate wearing glasses or contacts,
Oh,
but
you
too
fuck.
scared for laser? Try drinking warm water before bed to improve eyesight almost overnight.
No.
Apparently, thousands of people
That'll make
are
me
already
pee the bed.
To do anything about. Flowing
kidding.
past Los Angeles,
Might. I don't know.
past San Francisco, and then somebody will get in trouble because he dropped a
DCAS.
cigarette
Oh,
on
shit.
the beach. The whole thing is crazy.
Traffic off.
The primary effect of these brutal green energy policies has not been to help the environment, but to redistribute manufacturing and industrial activity from developed countries that follow the insane rules that are put down to polluting countries that break the rules and are making a fortune. They're making a fortune. European electricity bills are now 4 to 5 times more expensive than those in China, and 2 to 3 times higher than the United States. And our bills are coming way down. You probably see that our gasoline prices are way down. You know, we have an expression, drill, baby.
Drill, baby, drill.
de energia.
Here we go. Here's the other language I was telling you about.
Nós faremos como vamos fazer tudo isso reduzir os custos de energia e os custos diminuíram nos Estados Unidos.
Traffic is on, so.
Por exemplo, se você olhar
So while the U.S. has approximately 1,300 heat-related deaths annually, it's a lot. Europe loses
mas nós nos Estados Unidos conseguimos usar eles e evitar aumento da temperatura, porque no caso também usar
The entire globalist concept of asking successful industrialized nations to
There's a hoax. I'll tell you in a second why I believe
must
it.
be rejected and totally, and it must be immediate. That's why in America I withdrew from the
133 is what I thought. Okay, that's better.
Where, by the way, America was paying so much more than others weren't paying. China didn't have to pay until 2030. Russia was given an old.
The reason I believe it's a hoax mainly is so many of these politicians that are crying for climate change, they cry for it. Then not only, like he said, they get on their private jets, but then they go out and they buy, you know, millions and millions of dollars worth of homes on beachfront properties like in Florida. Like if you're really worried about the seas increasing, you know, by that, you know, hundreds of feet, and why are you buying property like right on the beach? Makes no sense.
Old standard that was easy to meet, 1990 standard. But for the United States, we're supposed to pay like $1 trillion. And I said, this is another scam. The fact is, the United States has been taken advantage of by the world for many, many years, but not any longer, as you probably noticed. I unleashed massive energy production and signed historic executive orders to
I want a VREF speed.
for oil, but we don't have to do much hunting because we know of any nation, anywhere, oil and gas in the world. And if you add coal, we have the most of any nation.
Oh, you know I can
in the
do it
world.
up here, I
Clean,
think.
I call it clean, beautiful coal. You can do things today with coal that you couldn't have done 10 years ago, 15 years. So I have a little standing order in the White House. Never use the word coal, only use the words clean, beautiful coal. Sounds much better, doesn't it? But we stand ready to provide any country with abundant, affordable energy supplies if you need them, when most of you do.
Look at this.
We're proudly exporting energy all over the world. We're now the largest exporter. In the United States, we want trade and robust commerce with all nations, everybody. We want to help nations. We're going to help nations. But it must also be fair and reciprocal. The challenge with trade is much the same with climate. The countries that followed the rules, and all their factories have been plundered. It's really sad to watch. They've been broken. They've been broken by countries that broke the rules. That's why the United States is now applying tariffs to other countries, and much as these tariffs were for many years applied to us, uncontrollably applied to us. We've used tariffs as a defense mechanism under the Trump administration, including my first term, where hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs were taken in. And by the way, we had the lowest inflation, and now we have very low inflation. The only thing different is that we have hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into our country. But this is how we will ensure that the system works for everyone and is sustainable into the future. We're also using tariffs to defend our sovereignty and security throughout the world, including against nations that have taken advantage of former U.S. administrations for decades, including the most corrupt, incompetent administration in history, the sleepy Joe Biden administration. Brazil now faces major tariffs in response to its unprecedented efforts to interfere in the rights and freedoms of our American citizens and others, with censorship, repression, weaponization, judicial
That still doesn't give me a VREF,
and
but that's
targeting
okay.
of political critics in the United States. I have a little problem saying this because I must tell you, I was walking in and the leader of Brazil was walking out. We saw him and I saw him, he saw me, and we embraced. And then I'm saying, can you believe I'm going to be saying this in just 2 minutes? But we actually agreed that we would meet next week. We didn't have much time to talk, like about 20 seconds. They were in retrospect, I'm glad I waited because this thing didn't work out too well. But we did talk, we had a good talk, and we agreed to meet next week, if that's
Here we
of
go,
interest.
VREF.
But he seemed like a very nice man, actually. He liked me, I liked him.
Just V1.
But if you, and I only do
VR
business
and
with people I
V2.
like. When I don't like them, I
We
don't like
can't put
them.
landing speeds there.
But we had, at least for about
we know it's around
39
130,
seconds, we had
140.
excellent chemistry. It's a good sign. But also in the past, Brazil, can you believe this, unfairly tariffed our nation, but now because of our tariffs, we are hitting them back, and we're hitting them back very hard. As
Wow,
president,
30-37, holy shit.
I will always defend our national sovereignty
Can't
and
be
the
right.
rights of American citizens. So I'm very sorry to say this, that Brazil is doing poorly and will continue to do poorly. They can only do well when they're working with us.
Sure is
Without
30-43,
us,
wow.
they will fail just as others have failed. It's true. Next year, the United States will celebrate the 250th anniversary of our glorious independence, a testament to enduring power.
We're going to descend in about 20 minutes.
Good afternoon.
We will also be proudly hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and shortly thereafter,
Yeah,
the
it's at the Colorado
2028
River.
Olympics, which is going to be very exciting. I hope you all come. I hope that countless people from
What's the
all
sense
over
of
the
streaming?
globe will
Nobody
take part of
watches.
these
Why do you do it, Greg?
These will be great
I do it because I'd be
celebrations of
flying
liberty and
anyways
human
right now.
achievement, and that
And I'd be
together
listening
we
to
all
Trump,
can
so why
rejoice
not?
in the
Let's just do it
miracles
all
of history
together.
That began in July 4th.
Plus, I like being in front of a mic and
1776, when we
on camera. I tend to,
light to all
I don't
nations.
know, I like
and
just talking.
It's something really that is amazing.
Each
thing
municipal,
came
that
out
looks
of
great.
that
Look at the
date.
ground, man.
It's
It
called
looks
the
so
United
good.
States of America. In honor of this momentous anniversary, I hope that all countries who find inspiration in our example will join us in renewing our commitment, values, and those values really that we hold so dear together. Let us defend free speech and free expression. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. And let us safeguard our sovereignty and cherish qualities that have made each of our nations so special, incredible, and extraordinary. In closing, I just want to repeat that immigration and the high cost of so-called green renewable energy is destroying a large part of the free world and a large part of our planet. Countries that cherish freedom are fading fast because of their policies on these two subjects. You need strong borders and traditional energy sources if you are going to be great again. Whether you have come from north or south, east or west, near or far, every leader in this beautiful hall today represents a rich culture, a noble history, and a proud heritage that makes each nation majestic and unique, unlike anything else in human history or any other place on the face of the earth. From London to Lima, from Rome to Athens, from Paris to Seoul, from Cairo to Tokyo,
How the Western health system was hijacked to suppress natural remedies and hide the truth about big belly and overworked liver.
And Amsterdam to right here in New York City, we stand on the shoulders of the leaders and legends, generals and giants, heroes and titans who won and built our beloved nations, all of our nations, with their own courage, strength, spirit, and skill. Our ancestors climbed to mountains, conquered oceans, crossed deserts, and trekked over wide open plains. They charged into thunderous battles, plunged into grave.
That was good, man.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, Denver Center. Expect the Lloyd 1 arrival. Anticipate descent in about 20 minutes.
Expecting the Lloyd 1 arrival. Anticipating descent in about 20 minutes. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
Let's see, what else can we watch tonight? Gotta sign into my YouTube channel? What the fuck? Check my Galaxy. Come on, phone. Alright, let's see if this is any good. Let's go to, close that out. Let's go to properties, open a new window.
I actually thought this was a really good third episode of a show, so I was pretty disappointed when it was episode 7. And I'm like, oh no, the show's about to end. There's no way we're finishing any kind of like satisfying story. It's all in service to another season that comes out in what, 3 years? If we're lucky.
No, they're not making another season of Alien Earth.
Before they do it.
I already heard they're not doing it.
Character arcs or like little adventures.
I've never listened to these guys before. Let's give them a shot. See what they sound like.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this would kind of be good if this was like what their whole thing was, instead of, oh, this is supposed to be the wrap-up of the individual story.
And they keep forgetting about some of said characters too. Like,
I wonder why we're waiting so long to descend when we're relatively close, is because, you know, it's 7,000-8,000 feet in the air, so we're only descending like 29,000, 30,000 feet maybe at the most.
I think she was meant to be Tinkerbell in the whole analogy thing, because like hates Wendy but loves Boy Cavalier and like wants Boy Cavalier for herself. That's one thing I'm annoyed about the analogy.
How could they do that when they're little kids?
Exactly. Every now and then.
Like, I didn't know little kids grew up so quick. Once they got an android body.
Smee, who is the dumb friend that does literally nothing the whole show, but like is somehow still pure, and I don't mind him because he hasn't done anything to annoy me. He just rocks up occasionally. He's like,
I want to play a video game.
Yeah, he's the only believable child of the entire
That is
group,
true.
But they keep forgetting about it because they had too many. But his name is Smee, whereas Slightly is the one that's being Captain Hook's right-hand man. Like, right-hand man. Tinkerbell should be Curly, but again, that would be too heavy-handed. The crocodile would be the alien, but he's been absent for like the whole show, and he's suddenly around, but while Morrow is like in another area doing a different thing. But we'll talk about the actual episode.
Yes.
It's definitely a setup for next week, but what's weird about it is that they kind of reset everything that they're doing in the episode. So everything we accomplish this episode gets pretty much reset back to zero, apart from like 2 things, I think. There's a second alien now, because why not second alien, I guess?
Right.
And then Morrow is captured, because they escaped and then they got captured again. That's Wendy's whole arc this episode. She has suddenly decided that they're not safe.
They got to escape Neverland.
Oh yeah, that's right. The finale's on tonight. I got to go watch that
Wendy
shit.
to want to run away.
I mean, as bad as it is, I've watched like every episode of it.
because Wendy's life isn't actually.
Because it's still aliens.
She's got.
But the fucking show is terrible.
She's
it is so unbelievably bad.
Surrounded by her friends.
In so many ways.
Last episode, Arthur said to Hermit, "You're in danger."
I think I'm gonna do a review of it once the final season, once the series finale is done and over with.
Let's say things we liked about this episode. I liked slightly being dumb enough to try to feed Arthur while he's like
gave him like green juice or something.
Yeah, he tried to keep him fed, which is like,
yeah,
yep,
that was funny.
He's a child. That makes sense.
I liked a new look on the alien. It's got like a greenish yellowish tinge
on the dome.
The color palette's different, and I think it's because they want to make it look like it blends in. I think on the outside
to a jungle.
Maybe.
Such a beautiful day out here in the jungle.
That's true. We've never really seen that alien before, like in a jungle atmosphere. We've only really seen it like
no other reason why it would look a bit different other than like
on that other planet on LV-426. Maybe they do kind of camouflage themselves a little bit.
Human lung, so you'd think it'd be the same.
The area it's like exposed to as it grew up, like the lighting. I don't know how
fluorescent lighting
supposed to work.
Maybe it has never looked more like a man in a suit, though.
It especially looked like a man in a suit on like the daytime shots where it was doing this,
and like they zoom in, and he's like crashing, and he's just actually just a guy.
No, we're positive.
Yeah, that's true. Positive. The head of the alien when it's just that in shot, and they're doing not quite, but the Ripley and Alien.
And this airplane sounds so good. Forrest did a really good job.
When they're loving it, and even if they're loving her,
like the alien fall at the end where she has like her baby
caressing it. But the actual head of the alien looks incredible.
I got something to say about I killed your baby today, and it doesn't matter much to me as long as it's dead.
When it's just the head, I'm like, okay, which is kind of what every other movie realizes, and that's why they don't show him in like
I got something to say.
Like,
yes, it's darkly lit for a reason.
I need the
I
behind the scenes
raped your
footage of like
mother
him, like,
today,
standing up
and it
like a normal guy.
matter much to me.
Just looks sad.
I like that song.
It just looks like he's like, damn.
Yeah, that's
Last
what
Caress.
doing, especially because like Thailand is not exactly like a nice.
It would have been.
And the auto throttle is.
In between scenes,
Oh,
like,
it's wonderful.
Walking and you hit,
It's so good. It's like I don't even want to use it.
Leg and just like a bunch of like sweat.
When
That's how good it is.
That Isaac has died, she decides.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
She whispers to the alien, "Subscribe," and then he bangs his head on that subscribe button. Also, we have memberships now. If you want to give us $1, I think.
I thought this.
Hey, why is that other channel advertising on my channel? That breaks YouTube
End of the last episode and put
agreements.
On the start of this one. I think where last episode was supposed to end was her releasing the alien and their escape starting.
It's so dumb that she can release the alien just by touching the screen.
And like, hey, look what you saw last week. Other characters that didn't see.
No, it's got. Hang on, let me mute this so I can talk.
Remembered recently, Wendy is our main character.
So it's got, and if you're using a throttle system like I normally use, like tonight I'm just using my controller, but it's got max power, toga, climb, cruise is just behind climb, and then it also tells you on here what mode you're in. So like right now we're in cruise mode. If I moved it up to climb, it'll say climb, or toga, or max. It'll do auto throttle on descent and climb, but yeah, just not in cruise. It's not that big of a deal. Because typically you're like 1 click behind climb, maybe 2 clicks, and then should be okay, but yeah, the auto throttle is definitely obsolete. Yeah, I want to finish this flight up so I can go watch Alien Earth. I forgot that tonight's the finale. I don't think they're making another season, which is good, because that show is absolutely terrible. There's so many things wrong with it in the Alien lore, quote unquote. Cyborgs and taking people's conscience and put them into other people's conscious, and having a little 12-year-old girl that weeks ago was dying, and now all of a sudden she can talk to aliens and control them. Control the fucking aliens like she's a queen. That would not happen, man. That would never happen in any of the alien movies that I've watched. So dumb. Like, how can these two kids, you know, completely go unnoticed carrying a guy with a face hugger on his face? So dumb. The action's good though at times. Like, it's kind of brutal, like when the aliens let loose and, you know, it's killing people. And like, I like the fact that they use CGI and also like a real suit, you know, like a guy in a real suit. I mean, there's some nice things about the show. And I like the idea of it, you know, of the alien going back to Earth, because that's in the comic books. Like, if you're an Alien fan, you know about the comic books. I mean, those things, you know, a really good story after the events of Alien 2. You know, when Ripley, Newt, and Hicks make their way back, and the android Bishop, when they make their way back to Earth. You know, and how messed up Newt is. Like they really could have done something cool. Shit, they could even put Sigourney Weaver in it now and just made it like 40 years later and had like a grown-up Newt and a grown-up Hicks, like it is in the comic books, you know, and had an infestation of these aliens like it is in the books, not where they're on some remote island. Which, by the way, that island wouldn't stop the aliens. We've seen aliens swim like it's incredible how quick they swim. We've seen that in Alien Resurrection. Yeah, Alien Resurrection. All right, we should be descending pretty soon. I believe that's our top of descent coming up. Actually, what does it say on Sayintentions? Let me see here. 9 minutes. Oh, they got us going RNAV F. Fuck. Runway 33? No way. Why do they always do that to me? They always fucking change the runway on me. What's the sense of me doing an IFR flight plan with Sayintentions if they always change the runway? I didn't even think you really could land on 33. RNAV F. Let's take a look at. Oh, maybe it's just called RNAV F30. No, I don't believe so, because runway 15 and then the reciprocal is 33. So yeah, they want us landing on 33. How is that possible? Guess we'll find out tonight. Let's see here, departure, arrival. RNAV F33. Lloyd, we'll do double. Execute. Let's make sure we don't have any discontinuities there. So let's go delete IFCAF. Delete LLAXX and delete delete out of the way. There we go. Top of descent's about 50 miles. Shit, now I have a... I guess we have 166 now. That's for runway 15. No, I guess they will, I guess they'll vector us. I'm thinking if they make my airplane crash tonight because they vectored me wrong, I think this will be the last time I use Sayintentions for a while, and I'm gonna write them a big FU note. If you're still watching AvGeek, sorry, I just didn't notice what you wrote back. When you're climbing and descending, you can set a speed. Other than that, you can't set a speed. So, yeah, when you're cruising, you can't set a speed. You just have to keep it in check manually. All right, well, I'm not going to worry about setting up any kind of VOR or anything since we're doing, looks like an RNAV landing. Which I don't mind doing an RNAV landing. I just didn't realize you could land on runway 33. I thought it was always runway 15. I think I've landed on runway 33 actually one time in a snowstorm. I'd have to go back and look. I've landed at Aspen probably a dozen times or so over the last couple of years. I usually do Aspen like every few months, and then I'll do the one over by Mount Everest every few months. Sometimes I'll do KTAC every few months. I love that KTAC approach. That's such a cool approach. Coming in over the city, over the buildings, and make that final turn. You're like 300 feet over the ground, 500 feet. You're making that final turn, you come right into the airport. That's so nice. Airplane sound good as shit, doesn't it? Let's put back on high again.
And I think I meant to like her, but I don't care.
She really has only been in like 3 episodes.
Yeah, from where she started to where she is now, she's like, oh, I don't like where I live. Like, she's seen through Neverland.
Well, she's flip-flopped a lot between like wanting to leave and then wanting to stay and then now wanting to leave again. We opened with the face hugger under Slightly's bed.
A monster under his bed, which is kind of cool, I guess, if you're really into analogies. And that's the only thing you focus on and not actually characters. But he has him under his bed, and then Clueless comes in and is like, oh my god, this is crazy. I will actually help you because I do whatever the plot needs me to do. Their whole thing is to carry that body to the beach. They're incredibly strong. Still takes 2 of them struggling to walk through.
Yeah, very true. Do you know what started at like right away at the beginning and it went through the entire episode, which I didn't like? We need to show that there's an armed presence here. Or that they're sneaking around. So have the start of the shot be 2 guards, half in frame, walk off. There's 10 shots like that. It's guards walk off, the main character walks into frame.
And the hiders always hear the guards coming because the guards are just like macho tromping through the woods loud as they can, so that the main character has time to hide. It would be bad enough if one of these groups of people snuck out of this highly secure facility, but instead 2 groups of 3 and 3 people sneak out of this highly secure facility, get around all the cameras. They're not able to turn back on the trackers on the hybrids, because apparently when you turn a tracker off, it's done so. I thought they just wouldn't notice, and be like, oh, like maybe there was like an alarm. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. You turn the trackers off on the synths. You can't turn it back on again? I mean, really? I've never heard of such a fucking thing. That's crazy.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, send Lloyd 1 arrival into Aspen whenever you'd like. Descend and maintain flight level 280.
When you fired him.
Very true.
Have an armed guard watching him.
It's not handing your gun and badge at the end of the day. It's handing your gun and badge.
God, that's a good skit right there. Just having, like, he just plays around with the gun all day.
You're fired,
like,
but you can keep the squad car till the end of your shift. Oh. Maybe Kirsch was masterminding it the whole time.
Well, that's what they kind of get into at the end. There's the scene where Kirsch helps the kids escape the facility.
Double cross?
Yeah, where it's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, and he's like, you should go this way. And everyone's meant to be like, hey, and then he like leaves, but that's all he does. The kids are too stupid to even get out the elevator themselves. Like, they don't even go to the beach correctly, which again brings up the stupidity that Morrow has trusted this child with.
That sounded good when we
this alien is under 12 hours.
turned the engines down. That sounded really good.
And Morrow would know this because they seemingly know everything about the aliens and the other 4 species because computers. Why would you trust a kid to do this? Like, unless he expected it to fail, but his whole plan seemed to be to get this guy
let's turn to
off the island. Because when the chest burst,
TV show off.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, descend and maintain flight level 230.
Descending and maintaining flight level 230. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. I'd like to thank you all for flying on SkyWest today. We're making our descent into Aspen-Pitkin County Airport. Apparently it's about 30 degrees. I'm sorry, it's about 50 degrees right now there. And Aspen's nice weather. We should get you on the ground as quickly and safely as possible. Flight attendants will be coming around momentarily, cleaning up the rest of your drinks and trash. And thank you again for flying SkyWest. See you.
Okay, Captain. I'll make an announcement to the passengers. Thank you for the update.
Thought you were making an announcement, Emma. Fuck. Hard to find good help nowadays. Well, this thing is running great on the computer, man. I'm 90-some frames per second. GPU usage is only at like 30 to 40%. And I got like everything on ultra. But I am using GPU-Z, and I'm also using auto FPS, so that could have a little something to do with it, but it's all good. Oh, let me make this 270, I guess.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, speed 210 knots.
What? You know what? You guys did this to me the other day, too, when I was ascending. Remember, we were landing in Jakarta, and they had us going all the way down to 190. And we were still like this altitude. What the hell, say intentions? This shit is broken, dude. For real. 190 knots at 26,000 feet in the air. You fucking retarded. Say intentions. You guys are so shitty, man. Your AI is terrible now. It was so good like a year ago, and now your AI is just completely shit. Make me a partner as I'm trashing you guys. Make me a partner. I'll make your company better. I'll tell you what to fix to make it better, so you can actually compete with VATSIM. Right now, your shit is terrible. Show me where it says 190 knots anywhere on this chart here. I don't see 190 anywhere.
Sierra Kilo, contact Denver Center on 125.675.
Contacting Denver Center on 125.675, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
I don't see it anywhere, do you? I see 250.
Denver Center, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Good afternoon. We're descending from flight level 250 to flight level 230.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, Denver Center, good afternoon.
It's a little better. Just tuning in and you're wondering why we're only going 210 knots? That's because our retarded AI system from Sayintentions first told us to get to 190 knots as we were descending from 29,000 feet. You know, but as we crossed 29,000 feet, they're like speed 190 knots. Now they're saying speed 210. Sayintentions. You're retarded. Cancel me, I don't care. I'll use the word. Makes no damn sense. We should be getting down to 20,000 feet. Let's see if they have us go down to 20,000 next. Because we should be down by 20,000 right now. If they were paying attention to these charts.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, Denver Center, descend and maintain 17,000.
Descend and maintain 17,000, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
been a fun flight. I like flying this airplane, man. It's a fun airplane to fly. I just wish that Sayintentions was better. It's such a shame, man, because it's got so much potential. It's just, I'm usually disappointed by the time I'm finished a flight and like I look back on maybe things I could have done better or what maybe I could do differently next time. I always come back to Sayintentions and like, why the hell did you have us do that? Why can't you accept our flight plan the way it's set up, the way you're supposed to? Why do you have us go 190 knots at 32,000 feet in the air while we're descending? Can you explain that one to me? Come on, Sayintentions. Tell me why that is. And we are looking at
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, descend and maintain 15,000, turn left heading 015 vectors for the RNAV, runway 33 approach.
Descend and maintain 15,000, left heading 015 for vectors to RNAV, runway 33 approach. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
You say turn left heading 105? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, 015. Motherfuckers. Whoa. Alright, we're at 2987 right now. No, we're actually at 3045. What the hell? According to Navigraph, we're at 3045, and that's what I'm going to go by. I trust that one over tablet there.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, contact Aspen approach on 123.8. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, just a heads up that we had an aircraft report light to moderate turbulence below flight level 150 about 2-3 minutes ago with light to moderate rain.
Contacting Aspen approach on 123.8. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
Definitely easier having Chad do the comms while when using the Xbox controller.
Aspen approach, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Good afternoon, maintaining 15,000 feet.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, Aspen approach, good afternoon, Aspen altimeter 3036. Expect the RNAV Foxtrot runway 33 approach into Aspen.
altimeter 3036. Expect RNAV Foxtrot, runway 33 approach. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
All right, let's see what happens here. Speed's doing okay. We're currently about 222 knots indicated, according to what I'm looking at on Navigraph here. Their telemetry system. No, double rainbow. Look at that. Oh my God, it's almost midnight. Fuck, man, I gotta work tomorrow. Shit. Are you gonna have us make a turn here, or what's going on? All right, let's turn and see what they do. Let's go direct to double.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, turn right heading 030. Turn right heading
Way ahead of you.
0 SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
All right, guys, where are you making us turn to? Where are we going? Come on, Sayintentions. Where do they have us going? Are you vectoring us, or should we just resume our own navigation? SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Now they're not even answering. Aspen approach, did you read our last transmission? Southwest, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, turn right heading 030. Right heading 030, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
All right, I'm about done, I think, with Sayintentions for real.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, turn left heading 350. Turning left heading 350, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
I don't know how the engines are coming across sound on the stream. I'll have to check it out later, but man, in the headphones it sounds phenomenal.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, turn left heading 190. Turning left heading 190, SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
One 9-0. Oh, look at that. Set up different options for default zoom. That's pretty cool. All right, there's our airplane. Not really sure they'd be doing an RNAV landing in this kind of weather. It's possible, I guess, but
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, turn left heading 005. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, 18 miles from Red Table, Eagle. Turn left heading 170. Descend
What?
and maintain 13700 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 33 approach. Turning to left heading 005. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Turning left heading 170. Descend and maintain 13700 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 33 approach. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
cabin crew, take your seats for for landing.
Cabin crew, take seats for landing.
Button. And they got us really close to the ground. How close we are to the ground. Hey, maybe that's how they do it in real life too. I don't know. I'd like to talk to a pilot that's done this approach before. See how close you guys are to the ground there. We're pretty damn close. All right, there's Aspen right here. Wonder if they're going to have us turn left again. BREF should be about 130. based on what it looked like with
Terrain.
I know. You can thank Sayintentions for that. Game looks great. It really does. I'm so impressed with how this game looks. I wish X-Plane's ground looked this good. If X-Plane's ground looked this good, I'd be like, Microsoft who? What? I think I've heard that name, Microsoft Simulator, before. Wow, but it could be coming out on PlayStation 5 here pretty soon. I said that many months ago on the stream, and people were like, no, there's no way, there's no way, there's no way. Yeah, well, it looks like it could be happening. I would look for it maybe around Thanksgiving is when I read that it might be happening. Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up. Did I miss any procedures? I don't think I did. Aspen, we are really close to the ground. Are you vectoring us still for the approach SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo?
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, affirm. Still vectoring for the RNAV runway 33 approach. Maintain 13700 until established. Descend further shortly. Vectoring for the RNAV runway 33 approach. Maintain 13,700 until established.
Okay.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
Thanks, Chad. Unless we crash into these mountains. Sayintentions, if you have us crash, I will cancel you on stream next time I stream. I don't know if that means anything to you or not, guys. But I will proceed to continue to badmouth you forever. Until you fix your shit. Because for a while, you guys were great with vectoring. Like, it was beautiful. It didn't matter what country you were in. Now, even in America, it's run like shit. There's no way you'd be this close to the ground in this airplane. Impossible. Look at this. There's no way. And now you're going to have us probably make a right-hand turn when we have mountains right here? Are you fucking kidding me, guys? I'm not turning. If we crash, we crash. And I'll upload this video right to Sayintentions. Make sure my voice is extra clear. Extra.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. Report from about 3 minutes ago. Noted light chop and light rime ice at flight level 150.
That's good. We're at flight level 137. Thanks for the update. How about you update us on where to turn? I should just resume my own navigation and just make a U-turn and head back home. Game looks great though. On the other hand, the game looks really good. Look how close we are to the ground. That is fucking crazy. Hey, look at this. 400 feet. I hope we crash soon so I can turn this off. Like, come on, Sayintentions, crash us. Oh. All right, we are now 2,200, 2,000, 1,900. We go. You ever seen that?
Terrain.
I know, guys.
Pull up.
I know.
Terrain. Minimums.
I know.
Pull up.
Yep.
100. 200.
Ooh.
Up.
That was close.
Pull up. Terrain.
Aspen, we're still on a heading of 170. Are you turning us around for approach?
Pull up.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo. We're now 35 miles from the airport, by the way. All right, fuck them. Autopilot off. I'll just do it myself. All right, we're just gonna do this landing on our own. I got Navigraph pulled up, so I'm keep an eye on where we're at. We'll just do a visual landing. Still 36 miles. Yeah, Sayintentions sucks, man. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. I'm willing to try the other one. What's the other AI one? Beyond ATC. I'm willing to give that a try over Sayintentions. Man, Sayintentions was the reason I bought a computer. Like, I was so impressed with what I saw during the Flight Expo last year that I was like, I need to get one of these. I need to get me a computer so I can fly this shit. Now, this says we're 30 miles out, but I don't know if I believe that. It looks like we're a lot closer. Yeah, I think we're a lot closer. All right, there's our beautiful runway right there. Can't recall the last time I actually made an approach on this runway, so we'll see how it goes.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, contact Aspen Tower on 118.85. Contacting Aspen Tower on
now you want to talk to us. Where were you at a minute ago when I needed you? I would put the heads-up display down, but to me, it's useless. Especially like in a situation like this. It actually hurts me more than it helps me.
Established on RNAV approach for runway 33.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, Aspen Tower, roger, continue approach runway 33, winds 180 at 3.
Terrain.
SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo, Aspen Tower, winds 180 at 3, runway 33, cleared to land.
Runway 33, cleared to land. SkyWest 0 Sierra Kilo.
Sync rate. 1,000.
Oh, guys. Enough.
Sync rate.
We're good.
1,000. Sync rate. Pull
Minimums,
up.
500. 400.
Pull up.
We're good.
Sync rate.
We are good.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Minimums, 500. Minimums, 1,000.
Still showing we're 20 miles away from KASE. Down here.
Captain's cabin is ready.
I guess because we don't have the right...
Hey folks,
rate.
plugged in, so I'm guessing that's why.
Please turn off your
Sync
electronic
rate.
devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate.
You're a little late, Emma.
Tray tables are put away.
Sync
Your
rate.
seats are in their full upright position and your seat belts are fastened. The weather in Aspen
Sync rate.
is currently a pleasant 50 degrees Fahrenheit with solid overcast at 5,000
Sync
feet.
rate.
Please remain seated until we have arrived at the parking area.
I have to do some research.
Operation.
Did he even use this runway for landing?
400.
Pull up.
300.
Pull up.
200.
Pull up.
100.
Pull up.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. Minimums.
I will take it tonight, being that we're using an Xbox controller. But man, Sayintentions, I'm going to publicly cancel you tomorrow, live on air, because you guys suck and you're retarded. Anyways, thanks for tuning in tonight. Anyway, you walk away from is a good one. I don't really count landings when I use my Xbox controller. I only count landing softness when I am using the actual controls. But I will be back again very soon. I don't know when, probably in the next couple of days. Not tomorrow, but probably Thursday. Until then, my friends, hit like and hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode of the Airplane Show. See ya!